Hi, so I'm going to be talking about if we rely on our social media or our technology too much. And on some points, yes, we do rely on our technology way too much. For example, our alarm clocks on our phones, or even an alarm clock. We rely on them to wake us up in the morning on a certain time so we can start our day. Sometimes it doesn't really wake us up on time, or we hit the snooze button and it just goes wrong. So we rely on an alarm clock, and sometimes it doesn't do its correct job. So, in that matter, sometimes no, we should rely on an alarm clock. We should rely on another person waking up on time and really waking us up at a certain time instead of an alarm clock. Because sometimes your phone might die, or it might stop working, or your actual alarm clock might stop working at before you wake up, and you can't wake up on time. So maybe you should rely on a alarm clock. But sometimes, yes, we can, and it's okay to rely on an alarm clock because I definitely rely on an alarm clock, definitely. Sometimes, not a lot, but sometimes, yes, I do rely on an alarm clock because if I don't have anybody else to wake me up in the morning, so yeah, it is okay to rely on an alarm clock because it is a source to wake you up in the morning. Another thing that we rely on a lot is our social media, like Google and Wikipedia. Sometimes we rely on that to answer our questions. Sometimes we rely on Siri on our phone, depending on if you have an Apple product or not. We rely on her to give us some certain information. Sometimes we also rely on a calculator for our math problems. Like say I want to know what 2 plus 2 is, and I don't know what that is. So I go immediately to Siri, Google, or a calculator, or sometimes Google can go to a calculator. So mostly we rely on a calculator on our phones, which is our technology. So we rely on that to give us the right answer, and sometimes it does not give us the right answer. Like sometimes it gives us a complete answer from what we got from working on it. So sometimes, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to give you the right answer. And that's another thing for social media, like Google, it gives you the wrong answers. Wikipedia, it definitely gives you the wrong answers multiple times because people are giving other people some wrong information, some false information. Like say somebody says, I'm in 2nd grade. I'm in 7th grade. So they're giving them some false information. Like that's exactly what happens on social media or on Google or on different websites, you know? So you definitely have to double check if you are going to rely on Google or anything like that. You definitely have to double check to and get the right answers. So that's all I really have to say about this. There's definitely some more information in the Google Doc or whatever presentation this is. And that's it.